Nat Fyfe. All right, guys. Right, we all know what's happening. It's been highly publicized anyway, especially since he's returned, playing last week in the Waffle. Peel Thunder against Subiaco. Nat Fyfe is now around, and he's not only just making the headlines, he could be potentially playing this week. Given that things go well with the COVID, health and safety protocols, I sort of made a bit of a mention about that, and how I was a little bit worried, especially with everyone coming around him there, if it would affect him. And looks like it hasn't, thankfully, but at the same time, I think Freo are taking more of a cautious approach. Anyway, I digress. Fremantle have a bit of a problem, but it's a beautiful problem. But again, it might not be. It just depends on where you sit. Nat Fyfe could be picked this coming weekend to play against the Hawks in a game that I think should be close to Salah, I think anyway, especially with Fyfe coming back. What I did was a bit of research here, and I've gotten some of the midfielders that Fremantle have. And again, I'm just looking at it purely from a midfield context and a lens, nothing else. So the midfielders that Fremantle have are Brayshaw, Sarong, O'Driscoll, Johnson, Erasmus, Mundy, Aish, Akers, Tucker, Brody, as well as Blakely. So that is 11 midfielders there, and obviously Nat Fyfe will make the 12th. Of those names that I mentioned, obviously there's been some good regulars there. Brayshaw, Sarong, Mundy, Aish, Akers, Tucker, and Brody. That's right, it's basically the squad that played yesterday. In saying that, however, if I can get out, there's a bit of a tough sort of look, because there's a lot of people there who are in two minds. I think some of the fans there, some of you guys there, myself included, think that Fyfe coming in will be great, will be a good addition, purely from the logical standpoint of the fact that he is one of the greatest of all time. And obviously he's a Brownlow medalist, and obviously two-time Brownlow medalist, captain of Fremantle, and the fact that when he comes through, he's going to do a lot of damage, we believe anyway. And then you have those on the other side of the coin who think if he comes in, he might spoil the chemistry. You got the likes of Will Brody there. What happens when he's in? You know what I mean? Like is Will Brody going to be as effective when Fyfe comes in? You know what I mean? Because Will Brody's basically, to be fair with you guys, acting as that Fyfe player, and he's done such a terrific job with it. But when Fyfe gets back, how effective will Will Brody be? Then again, you got the likes of Sarong there, right? You got the likes of Brayshaw. It's just really funny now because he's coming into a Fremantle squad that is no longer hanging around in the bottom, bottom 10. We're no longer hanging around 12th, 11th, you know what I mean, 13th. Dare I even say it? Like back in the day, a few years back, 14th. We're talking about a team here that's actually third on the ladder that have actually beaten number 1 and 2 back to back. Granted, it hasn't been the most prettiest season if you go back to our prior losses before these wins, but in saying that, you get what I mean. Fremantle are on the up, and so the collective, I think anyway, is where does Nat Fyfe belong? And I'm supposed to be giving you guys my answer here, and I suppose the more I talk about it, the less of a solution I have. But again, that is a-okay. But as I mentioned before, Nat Fyfe coming in, will he disrupt the chemistry? I'm not too sure, and I think that's a valid question. It's a valid question to ask. Really, we shouldn't be bashing those those fans who are asking those questions, because I think it's quite valid. I think it is. Team chemistry is so important, right? That's the reality. And I think about sport is that not every player who comes into, say, a squad will always fit there. It's evolution, it's timing, it's sport. It is what it is. Obviously, we can look at Nat Fyfe as the player, that he has been for many, many years. But then at the same time, you're sort of, you know what I mean. In saying that, however, it's a tough question. Look, but in saying that, I'll get to it. It feels for mine. All right. Look, for me, if things went as they were and Nat Fyfe was gonna be selected, I think I would put him in front of Darcy Tucker, potentially. I think anyway. Yeah, that's what I think I would do. I'll put him in front of Darcy Tucker. Yeah, that's what I think I would do. But again, does that ruin the chemistry? I don't know. I don't think it will. Look, I'm just a footy dude just talking about this. I don't have any idea really. But I guess it also begs the question as well. where would you put Nat Fyfe? And again, this is purely from a midfielder context. I believe Fyfe is not one as a player, in the forwards, mid forward. Possibly he could, but then again, we got too many good players there already, honestly, who cover that. And I don't mean this bad way. As much as we love Fyfe, you can't be taking away some of these other players who've been playing well. Their positions, to be fair. Nat Fyfe is a midfielder, but again, as to where you put him, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I guess, like I said, it begs the question: where would you put Nat Fyfe if you had a chance to, to sort of shape the team this weekend against the Hawks? Where? Anyway, guys, that is my thoughts. Like I said, I have no solutions, but that is a-okay. You know why? Because I'm not the coach, and I suppose in saying that, Longmuir, we're gonna put Nat Fyfe. Take it easy. See you guys next time, and just remember, don't argue.